we basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing.
Has the Trump brokered ceasefire between Israel and Iran already fallen apart? Well, that's the big question we are asking tonight on GRAVITAS. It was a dramatic turn overnight. US President Donald Trump announced a ceasefire between Iran and Israel, and for a moment it felt like the fighting might stop. Markets rallied, oil prices dropped, the dollar slipped, stocks surged. But just as quickly, the question changed, is the war really over just because Trump says it is? Because within hours, the missiles were allegedly flying again. And then came the outburst. A visibly angry Trump lashed out. He accused both sides of breaking the deal. The ceasefire, it seems, is already in pieces. In Israel, no warning siren sounded after 7:45 GMT, while in Iran, the military reported the last strikes at around 5:30 GMT. Trump, who made the announcement on social media on Tuesday, had earlier in the day even thanked Iran. Yes, he thanked Tehran for giving the US advance notice before it launched the missiles at a US base in Qatar. The base had been evacuated and no one was hurt. That's because the Iranian strike, while it might look aggressive on paper, was a symbolic one. It was a carefully choreographed move by Tehran to de-escalate tensions. That's after the Israeli-American strikes on Iran's nuclear sites. It was a message of restraint from Iran. Iran, which had stopped short of officially accepting the proposal, said that the Islamic Republic's forces had compelled Israel to unilaterally cease fire. Its foreign minister, Abbas Araghchi, had earlier said that if Israel stopped its illegal aggression, Tehran would have no intention to continue fighting. Meanwhile, Israel had said that it had agreed to Trump's ceasefire plan, adding that it had achieved all its goals. But then almost 3 hours after the start of the ceasefire brokered by Trump, which he said came into effect in a post on Truce Social at 6:08 GMT, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz said he has ordered the country's military to respond forcefully to Iran's violation of the ceasefire. This directive followed an announcement by the military that it had detected missile launches from Iran towards Israel. Israel claimed that both intercepted and vowed a response. Iran, meanwhile, denied the accusation, calling it baseless. Then came a stunning message from Trump. Speaking to reporters before leaving for the NATO summit, the US president lashed out at both the countries, both Iran and Israel, for violating the ceasefire, and he was especially harsh on Israel. Well, he used some choice of words to express his frustration. Take a listen.
You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that?
On his Truth Social platform, Trump posted in all caps, and I'm quoting here, "Israel, do not drop those bombs. If you do, it's a major violation. Bring your pilots home now," unquote. He also urged the ceasefire is now in effect. Please do not violate it. And if you're wondering how this fragile ceasefire even came together, it turns out Qatar may have played a crucial role. According to news agency AFP, Qatari Prime Minister helped broker the truce after Iran's missile strike on the US base near Doha. He reportedly spoke to Tehran following a conversation with US Vice President J.D. Vance and convinced Iran to accept the US proposal for a ceasefire with Israel. Qatar's Prime Minister has urged both Iran and the US to return to the nuclear talks table and also warned Israel not to use the Iran ceasefire as a cover to intensify bombing in Gaza. I'm quoting again. "We hope Israel does not exploit this truce to unleash everything it wants to unleash on Gaza." But doubts remain. The UN nuclear watchdog says it cannot confirm whether Iran's underground Fordo nuclear facility was destroyed or not, despite the US president claiming it was totally destroyed. Even Trump's own advisors now seem to be shifting the goalpost, suggesting the strike's success is not measured by damage, but by pushing Iran back to the negotiating table. Whether Iran agrees with that framing, that's another matter entirely. And there's one more strategic factor in play. We are talking about the Strait of Hormuz, this important choke point through which over 20% of the world's oil flows. Iran still controls it and still holds that card. According to experts, Iran is unlikely to block the strait as it would hurt its allies, especially China and Iraq, and risk uncontrollable escalation. But if Iran's economic infrastructure is ever targeted, that could change. So what's the bottom line here? The missiles may have stopped for now, but that does not mean trust has been built. Far from it, actually. This piece feels shaky. Meanwhile, the political messaging is all over the place. The question being, will this fragile truce between Iran and Israel hold?